Hello. Today's episode is something quite personal to me because I have experienced this, and I think by the end of this episode, you're probably going to be like, oh, wow. So put me in your ears or grab a cup of tea and get comfy because we're going to explore how our parents taught us what love is. Before we start, if you don't know me already, I am Sam Morris, ex-probation officer now working with clients to find healthy love. And so if you are someone who wants a magical, healthy relationship, click the thumbs up button right now so I know how many people want this. Let me take you back to 2008. I was sat in my wooden chair with the tutor at the front of the room talking about this absolute madman called Freud. Freud had this theory that we are all attracted to our dads and a load of other weird dramatic stuff, and honestly I thought it was disgusting and delusional. And it's really funny now because when I was retraining as a probation officer, this theory came up again. The idea that whoever we attach ourselves to as babies shows us what love feels and looks like and what is safe. And even I was like, oh, this again, and rolling my eyes, but it actually makes so much sense. Modern psychology that built on that, with years of attachment theory research and how early relationships teach our nervous system what love feels like, and then spends the rest of our life looking for that feeling. And this isn't just a love thing. I saw time and time again when I worked in prison, people who had such bad experiences as a child that they were always going to struggle in life. And I know this from my clients too, like 90% of my clients have had issues with at least one parent. And it is exactly the same for me. So if you've been part of my world for a while, you will have heard me talk about my biological father and how he still isn't a great person, and how his abandonment taught me that love leaves and love has to be earned. So seriously, that at 9 years old, he told me that I should call him when I have some respect, simply because I said it's nice that your girlfriend's more important than seeing your daughter. And I spent years feeling a lot of uncertainty about love. I allowed people to treat me badly just because I didn't want to be alone, even though I was never actually alone. So it didn't fully make sense. And I'm not saying any of this to make anyone feel sorry for me. It's more because even now, after years and years of nervous system regulation and daily practice, I keep myself safe every single day. This feeling occasionally still rears its head. The only difference is that I now have the power to logic my way out of it. And so, of course, Alan still loves me even though I've cut my hair short. Because that was a random thought that I had after I cut my hair short, right? And like I say, this is something that my clients feel, and it might not have been abandonment. It could have been someone who they were physically there, but emotionally they weren't. It could have been an anxious parent or someone that doesn't hug, or the death of a parent. And none of them are terrible. They're not bad parents like my father, or maybe they were. I don't know your personal story, but they may have given you the blueprint for what love looks like. And what I'd like to achieve from this episode is you having the knowledge that this isn't a permanent thing. You can rewire your nervous system so that logic can come through when you start to feel those emotions, And that's exactly what I teach. And the thing is, I've worked with lots of people. I've worked with my private one-to-one clients, and I've worked with lots of people that are in prison. And if you have got someone that has been in and out of prison since they were 14 and at 25 decide to change their life, change everything that they're doing and go on and live an offence-free life, then this issue around dating and falling in love isn't going to be that hard for you. So my task for you today, because I always want people to leave this with something to do, and what I want you to do is I want you to sit with this and think about, what did my parents teach me about love that I don't want to be a part of my baseline anymore? And if something does come up for you, I want you to also write down the opposite. Write it on a piece of paper, keep it by your bed, read it every night, and take a big breath every night for 7 nights with your opposite, and notice how you start to feel different about yourself. This isn't something that is super difficult, and it is your starting point to going and finding healthy love. So comment below and let me know if you are going to do this because you want to keep yourself accountable, and then come back in a week's time and tell me how it went. And if you do want to go deeper into changing, into rewiring, I will link below. And just, if you were wondering, because I often get messages, private messages from people reaching out, asking me about personal things when I've talked about my life on here. No, I still don't have contact with my biological father, but I do have the most wonderful man that brought me up, who is everything that I could have asked for in a parent and more. Unfortunately for me, he just came in a little bit too late before that baseline had already started to take hold. But the positive is that, but I did get to rewire it, and I did get to change my outcome in love, and I did find my Alan. So ultimately, I got there in the end. And so if this is your sign to get there in the end, make sure you click the link below. Right, I will see you next time. Make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss an episode. I am Sam Morris, and I will speak to you soon.